Hi friends, it's me, Jessica. Please subscribe my channel now. A woman is drawn to a man whose presence feels grounded, not loud, not controlling, not overly eager to prove himself, just steady. When a man is emotionally centered, he naturally becomes the calm in her chaos. His energy doesn't react to pressure or insecurity. It softens it. That grounded energy tells her, without any words, that she doesn't have to protect herself around him. The secret she responds to isn't confidence on the outside. It's stability on the inside. She's not impressed by a man who tries to show his worth through accomplishments or appearance. She is moved by the man who knows himself. A man who accepts his flaws, knows his values, and doesn't shift his identity to gain approval. That inner certainty is what makes her feel safe to open her heart. A woman cannot bond where she feels judged or compared, but when she senses emotional safety, when a man listens without rushing to fix her, when he stays present instead of pulling away, she relaxes. Her softness comes back. Her feminine energy flows naturally. She doesn't have to perform or earn affection. She simply feels accepted. That is how emotional connection begins. Consistency is what turns attraction into attachment. A man who shows up the same way today, tomorrow, and next week shows her that she can trust his presence. Not because he promised loyalty, but because he lives it. No mixed signals. No emotional roller coasters. Just steady effort. Women fall in love with the man who keeps choosing her quietly, steadily, without grand gestures, just truth. The reason she can't resist a man who understands this secret is simple. He gives her something rare. Peace. Not excitement, not temporary thrill, but the deep feeling of being seen, held, and emotionally safe. When she feels peace in a man's presence, her heart rests. And once her heart rests with him, she doesn't want to let go. Because peace is the most intimate form of love she can feel. There is a reason a woman can walk into a room full of men and feel drawn to one without him ever saying a word. It's not his clothes, his jawline, or even his confidence at first glance. It's his energy, his presence, the way he is rooted in himself. A grounded man carries a stillness that speaks louder than charm. He doesn't need to demand attention. His presence naturally creates gravity. When a man is grounded, he does not rush, chase, or scramble for validation. He is not trying to prove that he is worthy. He already knows that he is, and that quiet knowing is magnetic. It tells a woman, I am here, I am steady, I am not moved by chaos. In a world where so many people are lost in noise, ego, and insecurity, a man who is anchored within himself is rare. He stands out without trying to. A grounded man makes a woman feel like she can exhale, because the truth is most women are tired. Tired of overthinking. Tired of being strong all the time. Tired of navigating uncertainty and emotional turbulence. When she senses a man whose presence is calm, she feels something inside her body soften. Her shoulders drop. Her guard lowers. She feels safe, not because he asked her to trust him, but because her spirit recognized that she could. This kind of man is not controlled by anxiety or impulse. He doesn't react to every small shift in mood or circumstance. He is not easily threatened, not easily intimidated, not easily provoked. His feelings are real, but they do not consume him. He can experience emotion without drowning in it, and that emotional steadiness is what tells a woman that he can hold space. For her, for himself, and for the relationship. Women notice the smallest cues, the pause before he speaks, the way he listens without interrupting, the way he doesn't rush to fill silence with noise, the way he breathes. A grounded man's presence feels like stability, like a shelter, like something she can lean into without fear that it will break beneath her. His steadiness does not come from pride, it comes from self-awareness. He has met himself, he has faced his own storms, and because he has faced himself, he does not need to hide behind bravado or emotional walls. He does not chase attention because he is not hungry for it. He does not cling because he is not afraid to be alone. He does not control because he does not feel threatened by vulnerability. That is why a woman is drawn to him, not because he is perfect, but because he is present. When she talks, he doesn't just hear her words, he hears her intention. When she expresses emotion, he doesn't shut down. He stays steady. When she is unsure, he doesn't ridicule. He guides with patience. He is not reactive. He responds. He doesn't try to overpower. He understands. He doesn't need to win. He needs to connect. And that is where attraction deepens into something more powerful. Because a woman's body and heart open in environments of safety, emotional warmth, and consistency, the grounded man provides that without trying to manipulate or persuade. His strength is quiet. His confidence is gentle. His presence is warm. And that is what makes him unforgettable, because a woman never truly falls for how a man looks. She falls for how she feels in his presence. And when she feels calm, protected, and understood, her heart begins to bond, not because he chased her, but because she finally found a space where she could rest. This is the secret. This is why she cannot resist. Not the loudest man, not the flashiest man, not the man who tries the hardest, but the man who is rooted in himself, quietly, deeply, unshakably. The secret she responds to is not the type of confidence the world celebrates. It's not loud. It's not performed. It's not the confidence that needs to be seen to feel real. What draws a woman in is inner certainty. A man who knows who he is and doesn't need others to confirm it. He doesn't try to impress people. He doesn't try to win approval. He doesn't change himself depending on who's watching. He is whole within himself. A woman can feel when a man is grounded in his own identity. It shows in the way he speaks, slowly, with intention. It shows in the way he moves, relaxed, unhurried. It shows in the choices he makes, clear, consistent, aligned with his values. She senses that he is not living to be chosen. He is choosing himself first. And that kind of self-assurance is magnetic on a level that cannot be faked. Because a woman can tell when a man is acting. She can tell when he is trying too hard. She can tell when he seeks attention because he doesn't feel enough. She may not say it, but she feels it immediately. Her body picks up on what his ego tries to hide. But when she meets a man who is not performing, something shifts inside her. She feels the difference between surface-level confidence and internal power. When a man has faced himself, his weaknesses, his insecurities, his shadows, and still stands with softness and strength, he earns a respect that no words could ever buy. This is the man who has nothing to prove, not because he believes he is superior, but because he finally stopped seeking validation from the outside world. And when a man frees himself from needing approval, something beautiful happens. He becomes emotionally safe. He no longer sees love as a transaction. He no longer needs to control connection. He no longer fears vulnerability, because vulnerability no longer threatens his identity. So when a woman speaks, he listens, not to respond, not to defend himself, not to fix her, but to understand. He has patience, he has presence, he has depth. He is not afraid to be wrong. He is not afraid to apologize. He is not afraid to stand in silence with her and just be. And that is where real attraction begins. Because a woman cannot trust a man who is controlled by insecurity. Insecurity makes him reactive, defensive, inconsistent. She cannot relax in that environment. But the man who is grounded, inwardly confident, emotionally aware, he becomes a space where her heart can open without fear. She doesn't love him because he tries to impress her. She loves him because he doesn't need to. She doesn't chase his attention. She leans into his presence. She doesn't pretend with him. She shows her softness because she knows instinctively that this man sees her. Not for how she looks, not for what she provides, but for who she is. The world teaches men to be loud to be noticed, but the truth is simple. The man who is at peace within himself is the one her soul recognizes. That is the secret, and that is why she cannot resist him. A woman falls in love with how you make her feel when she is with you. Not with your looks, not with your status, not with the things you can buy. Those things are temporary, replaceable, and they fade. But the way you make her feel inside her own heart, that stays. That is what imprints on her. That is what she remembers. That is what keeps her connected to you even when you are not physically near. When she is around you, she is paying attention to the smallest emotional signals, the tone of your voice, the softness in your eyes, the way you respond when she is unsure or overwhelmed, the way you look at her when she walks into the room. She is not looking for perfection. She is looking for authenticity. She wants to feel like she matters when she speaks. She wants to feel like her presence touches you. She wants to know that when she's near you, she doesn't disappear into the background of your life. And when you look at her with real interest, when you listen not just with your ears but with your presence, something happens inside her. Her guard drops. Her body relaxes. Her heart opens. She begins to feel safe in her own softness. That's the secret, the one many men never learn. A woman's feminine heart is not unlocked by force. It opens when it feels gently held. She wants to feel chosen, not because you're lonely, not because you're bored, not because she just happened to be there, but because you see her. The way she laughs, the way she worries, the way she cares so deeply about things other people overlook. She wants to feel that those things are not too much, that her sensitivity is not a burden, that her emotions are not inconvenient. When she senses that being herself is welcome, she blooms. She becomes more loving, more expressive, more affectionate, more radiant. This is not because she changes, because she finally feels free to stop protecting herself. And this is the mistake some men make. They try to win women with effort, strategies, and performances. They try to be impressive instead of present. But a woman does not fall for performance. She falls for consistency. She falls for sincerity. She falls for the quiet moments where you choose connection over ego. When you choose to stay gentle even when you are frustrated. When you choose to slow down instead of shutting down. When you choose to listen before you react. When you choose to understand instead of control. Those moments of emotional maturity communicate something powerful to her. My heart is safe with you. And when a woman's heart feels safe, her love becomes boundless. She gives fully, she trusts deeply, she cares with everything inside her. She chooses not just with her mind, but with her soul. Because love, for a woman, is not about what she receives from you. It is about how she feels within herself when you are in her world. That is why a real emotional bond cannot be forced, rushed, or demanded. It grows slowly, it strengthens quietly, it deepens with presence. It forms when her heart whispers, I can exhale here. And when she exhales with you, she stays. A woman can only open her heart in a space where she feels emotionally safe. She may feel attraction toward many men. Chemistry is easy, attraction is instinctive. But emotional bonding, the real connection, only begins when she senses that she will not be judged, dismissed, or misunderstood. She wants to know she can bring her emotions to you. Not the polished version, but the real, imperfect, unfiltered version, and still be received with care. When she speaks, she isn't always looking for solutions. A woman shares to feel understood, not corrected. She wants presence more than answers. And when a man listens to her with patience, when he stays still, when he gives her space to express herself without rushing or reacting, that's when she feels seen. That's when she feels safe. That's when her walls begin to fall. Emotional safety is not created through big gestures. It's created in the small, ordinary moments. When she tells you about her day and you're actually there. When she expresses frustration and you don't get defensive. When she cries and you don't disappear. Those moments teach her something. I can be myself here. I don't have to hold everything alone. And when she realizes that, her love shifts from cautious to open. Because a woman cannot bond with a man who disappears when emotions get heavy. She cannot trust a man who shuts down when she becomes vulnerable. She cannot feel close to someone who only wants the bright, easy parts of her. She needs a man who can sit with her in the realness of being human. The joy, the sadness, the confusion, the growth. A man who doesn't fear her feelings or his own. A man who stays, not to fix her, not to rescue her, but simply to be with her. That is what emotional presence is. Not solving, not controlling, not analyzing, just being there. And when she feels that kind of presence, her whole energy changes. Her voice softens. Her eyes become warmer. Her body relaxes. Her feminine energy awakens. Not because she tries to be feminine, but because she finally feels safe enough to be soft. She lets you see her. Not just the smiling version, not just the strong version, but the tender one, the honest one, the vulnerable one. And when she lets you see that part of her, it means something deeper has happened. Her heart has chosen you. Because emotional safety doesn't just make her trust you. It makes her want to trust you. It makes her choose closeness. It makes her invested, loyal, emotionally open in ways that are rare and sacred. This is how attraction becomes attachment. This is how connection becomes love. This is why she stays. Because the man who can hold her heart gently is the man she will give it to fully.